Hello, fun, and welcome back to another episode on the Arcadia server. So, I recently had a few problems with recording, so I have actually done quite a bit off camera that I haven't been able to record, sadly. But I will show you around, so I don't really remember what I last showed, but I knew working on this. I need to spruce this up a little bit with flowers and everything, and well, don't mind the trees. They're just there for logs and the leaves. But I added in the pathways, and I added in like these lovely little green areas. And then this pathway actually goes all the way around, and I'll show this off a little bit more later. All the way around the whole factory area with all of our logs, and goes down the mountain here. And I have currently stopped it right there, and I will connect that onto the shopping district over there. But I've also been working up here, so I have added a little flower garden area, which is still needing to be expanded. And I have started with these terracey type places here, just to like also give a way of like a backdrop to our houses and make it feel like it's, well, the mountain is being held up by something. And I've done, just to decorate, I've added in flowers. This one got a nice big tree, and down here, which connects like upwards of the mountain to our houses, actually just has little flower gardens everywhere. Of course, I've added a bunch of little connections. This path leads down here. You can also go up here, go through here, and go back to the houses like this. Or you could walk further up onto another terrace, back onto the surface, and then later on I'm also going to connect this one a little bit more, and this one will also lead back up to up here, and all the way back up. But I've also done stuff down here. So I've added new paths, and I've added 2 or 3 new gardens, field types, and a lot of trees. I still need to put like a lot more of them. Not really these big ones, more in that side, not really here. I have a few of the big trees around, but there I'm going to start moving up the mountain a little bit to where I might stop the houses and fill it up with this combination of birch fence and spruce leaves to really make this also feel less plain, make it have a little bit of texture and also just a little bit of decor with the trees. And I really want this to really feel like a trodden path, but also something that's been standing for quite a bit. And I still need to do this area, but that's all stuff that I can do relatively easy in the background. But today in this episode we are actually gonna be going into the lake. So at the beginning of this season, someone made something like a challenge area where he had to find, I think he had to find, or we all had to find, all the different colored concretes. And I'm gonna make like a little living temple area right in my lake, where one of the concretes is hidden that others can find, of course. But also I kind of want to give it the story of why the people start living on the side of the mountain and not down here. So I kind of want to make it seem like this all got flooded, and that's where they originally lived, right here on the bed of the lake, was, their original living place, not up here or, well, higher up. So that's what I'm going to be doing in today's episode. So I'm gonna get all of the blocks that I need ready, and I'll come back to you guys when we can get started. Alright, so seeing as that I needed to build underwater and I don't really like that, I decided to just drain the lake. So I currently have a nice blank space of area that I can work with, and after I'm done, I'm gonna flood it again. After I've done everything wrong, because I want to change all of this to grass. So I want to make it feel like people were living here before it flooded. So I'm gonna get the materials and then we're gonna start the build. And I'll see you guys when I've got a bit of progress. Alright, so I did some work and I got a few houses and a little bit of a big temple in the middle here. I just did a little bit of simple, I'm gonna do a bit more interior, but with the houses done, I just need to get the ground, turn it to grass, well, more dirt, the grass will die down here anyway. Make a few paths to all of the different houses, and maybe one kind of leading out of the valley, but that one can kind of, well, get a bit off. So there won't be pristine paths, but there will be a few little paths. And once I've done that and the interior, I'm gonna flood it again. So I'm gonna get started with that and I'll come back to you guys.
Alright, so I have finished with a little bit of pathway. I decided not to decorate interiors and just leave them empty while I flood them. Although I did add a little bit of a, well, special place. Like they stored some diamonds here before it floods. But they had to leave suddenly, so it got left. And then I ended up this. And then I am actually quite happy with it. Seeing as the season is also gonna end soon, I am gonna be finishing up everything. But first we're gonna just finish this up by flooding it. So let's get started with that. So I have flooded it all. And it is currently just done. Everything is flooded and underwater and looking quite nicely. So yeah, now we are kind of done with this part. I just left the insides quite simple. I added a little bit of a hidden place with the diamond blocks. Do I have? No, I don't have buckets to make that look better. Oh well. But it's all quite simple. Didn't really do anything on this side. It just means to be as a back entrance. And also I didn't really do anything in the houses themselves. I just kind of wanted it to have a feel of really being abandoned mostly. And that they did try to get most of their, well, personal stuff, not necessarily valuable, because otherwise they would have had to grab diamonds as well, but more the personal stuff with them. So now currently the plan is maybe doing a little bit on this with this, getting the fields probably finishing touches, maybe a few more trees, and then I think that would be it for this episode. So I'll see you guys in a bit once I've done a bit more in this area. Alright, so I did a bit more work on our farm area and I have not completely finished it exactly as I wanted it, but I'm happy with it currently. And I'm also just gonna say that this will be the last episode on the Arcadia server. Well, at least the Season 2 server. We are gonna be back with Season 3. And Season 2 is actually ending pretty soon. So, yeah, time to say goodbye to the base. I really like how it has turned out, so let's take one last fly around, shall we? It's really pretty with the way that the water is hiding old buildings, nice farm area, sprawling houses with the very big ones at the top. I really love the way that this base has turned out. I'm kind of sad to see that it's ending now before I finished everything that I wanted to do, but I am happy with what I got done. And with that, it's time to say goodbye for the final time on Arcadia Season 2. See you all guys in the next one. Bye bye!